Welcome to the Zana AI Talk podcast channel. Ready to dive into a topic that's seriously changing the world? Today we're exploring generative AI and how it's revolutionizing the way we work with data.
It's not just about creating cool images or writing catchy tunes. Generative AI is transforming industries, from healthcare to finance, making processes more efficient, opening up a whole world of possibilities.
Okay, let's break this down. We've got a stack of insightful articles and reports. Forbes, Coursera, McKinsey, the Australian government, and data management experts too. Our mission, to make this complex topic easy to understand.
We'll explore what generative AI is actually doing, why it matters to you, and how it's impacting our lives every day.
You know what I find fascinating? How generative AI is already in so many apps we use every day. Like Clio, that financial app with roast mode. Imagine getting financial advice from an AI that's playful, but still insightful. It's like having a sassy financial advisor in your pocket.
It really is. Clio uses a conversational interface, helps you track your finances, even offers personalized tips based on your spending habits. It's a great example of how AI is becoming more integrated into our daily lives.
And it's not just managing money. Think about Chef GPT. You're staring into your fridge, totally stumped on what to make for dinner. This app comes in like a culinary hero, suggests recipes based on what you have, even handles dietary restrictions, like vegan or keto. Incredible, right?
Absolutely. It's all about personalization. These apps are designed to tailor experiences to your needs, making things easier and more efficient. Whether it's managing finances or finding the perfect recipe, generative AI is stepping in to simplify things.
And this is just the beginning for everyday uses. But let's switch gears a bit. Talk about how generative AI is making waves at work. Think about all those tedious tasks that eat up your time scheduling meetings, transcribing notes, creating presentations. Generative AI can automate those, freeing you up for more strategic creative work.
Tools like Zapier use AI to automate workflows, connecting different apps, streamlining processes. And for those never-ending meetings, Otter.ai is a total game changer. It provides accurate, efficient meeting transcriptions, saves so much time and effort.
Like a personal assistant who never misses a beat. And presentations. Remember those days wrestling with PowerPoint, trying to make something visually appealing? Well, say goodbye to those frustrating hours. Generative AI can design professional-looking slides in minutes.
That's right. Generative AI is revolutionizing work, making us more productive, more efficient. It handles the repetitive tasks, so we can focus on work that requires human ingenuity, creativity.
But here's where things get really interesting. Generative AI isn't just a tool. It's changing how we manage and interact with data, fundamentally. Before, working with data was like speaking a secret language. Only programmers knew.
Like SQL, the language used to query databases. It can be complex, intimidating if you don't have a technical background. But generative AI is bridging that gap. New tools are emerging, allowing you to ask questions in plain English, getting answers from your data. No code required.
Wait, so you're saying I could unlock insights from my company's data without needing a computer science degree? That sounds amazing. Is there a name for this technology?
It's often called natural language to SQL, or NL to SQL. This is making data accessible to a wider audience, empowering more people to make data-driven decisions.
So instead of relying on data analysts or IT, we can ask questions directly, get instant answers. It's like having a powerful search engine for all your company's data.
That's a great analogy, and it goes beyond simple questions. Generative AI is enabling us to find information in huge data sets, using AI-powered search that understands meaning, not just keywords, like a research assistant who can sift through mountains of data and pinpoint the exact information you need.
This all sounds incredibly powerful. But I'm curious, how does AI actually understand the meaning behind our questions and data? Is there some sort of secret code involved?
It's not magic, although it can feel that way. It uses something called vector embeddings to represent data in a way that AI can understand. Think of it as translating words and concepts into a mathematical language that AI can interpret, analyze. It's complex, but it's what allows AI to make sense of human language and extract meaningful insights.
So it's like teaching AI to read between the lines, to grasp the nuances of human language.
Exactly. And it's not just about language. We're now using GPUs, the same tech that drives those amazing graphics in video games, to manage data faster, more efficiently. This is a game changer, especially when we're dealing with huge amounts of data.
This is seriously impressive. We've gone from cryptic code to AI that understands us, processes information at lightning speed. I'm starting to see why they call this a data management revolution.
It's a total shift in how we interact with data, making it more accessible, understandable, and actionable. And this has huge implications for businesses and for individuals.
So for someone like me, who's not a data scientist, what are the real benefits of this revolution? What can I actually do with this new power?
Imagine uncovering hidden trends in your company's sales data or identifying new customer segments that were previously overlooked. With generative AI, you can find answers to complex questions, make better decisions, and ultimately drive better outcomes.
This is incredibly empowering. Feels like we're on the edge of a new era, where data is no longer a barrier, but a source of opportunity and innovation.
Exactly. Generative AI is democratizing data, giving more people the power to harness it, unlock its potential. And as we move forward, it's going to be amazing to see how this technology keeps evolving, reshaping our world.
This has been incredibly insightful. We've covered a lot, from savvy financial advisors to the power of GPUs, but we're just getting started.
In the next part, we'll go deeper into the technical side of generative AI. We'll explore how these models actually work, unravel the mysteries of LLMs, transformer models, and diffusion models, break them down into easy-to-understand concepts.
And of course, we can't forget the ethical side. We'll discuss responsible AI development and explore how organizations are ensuring fairness and transparency in these AI systems.
Stay tuned for part 2. We'll continue our journey into the world of generative AI and its impact on all our lives.
Welcome back to our deep dive into generative AI. In this part, we're shifting gears, focusing on the technical side. Get ready to unravel the magic behind these incredible models.
Sounds good. I love getting into the details. It's one thing to see what AI can do, but understanding how it works is even more fascinating.
Absolutely. At the core of it all are large language models, LLMs for short. They're trained on mountains of data, text, code, images. You name it. They learn to predict patterns and relationships within that data.
So it's like giving an AI a whole library of info and letting it soak it all up. Exactly. The more data an LLM is trained on, the better it gets at understanding language, generating text, even writing code.
Okay, but how does this training actually happen? What's the process like?
Imagine a puzzle, but with billions of pieces. Each piece represents a word or a concept. LLMs have to figure out how those pieces fit together. They do that by analyzing massive amounts of text and code.
So you give an LLM the start of a sentence, and it can guess the next words.
Right. But it's more than just guessing words. LLMs can generate entire paragraphs, write different kinds of creative content, even translate languages.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. But how do these models go from understanding language to actually making something new? Like, how does an AI write a poem or compose music?
That's where things get really interesting. Different generative AI models have unique approaches to creating new content. One type is the transformer model. It's been a total game changer for natural language processing.
Transformers, like those robots that turn into cars.
Not quite, but they are powerful. Transformer models are designed to understand the context and relationships between words in a sentence. This allows them to generate text that's more coherent and human-like than older models could.
So they're like language experts who can really understand the nuances of human communication.
Exactly. These transformer models are the brains behind lots of generative AI tools. ChatGPT, for instance, the AI chatbot everyone's talking about, it's powered by a transformer model called GPT. It stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer.
Ah, so that's what GPT means. It's all making sense now. But we've also been talking about AI generating images and videos.
Right.
Do those use transformer models too?
Not always. For images, you have models like DALL-E and Stable Diffusion. They use something called diffusion modeling.
Diffusion modeling, that sounds interesting. Tell me more.
Imagine a perfectly clear pool, and you start adding drops of dye. The dye slowly spreads and mixes until the water is one uniform color. Diffusion models work similarly, but in reverse. They start with a noisy image and gradually remove the noise until a clear image emerges.
So it's like taking a blurry picture and slowly bringing it into focus.
That's a great way to put it. And the results are pretty remarkable. These models can create realistic images, surreal artwork, even 3D models, all from simple text descriptions.
Okay, this is all fascinating. It's like AI is unlocking some hidden world of creativity within data.
And it keeps evolving. We're seeing new types of generative AI models all the time, each one pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
With so much innovation going on, what are some of the big challenges developers are facing in this field?
One of the biggest is ensuring accuracy and reliability. LLMs can sometimes generate text that sounds believable, but is factually wrong or even nonsensical. It's often called hallucination.
Hallucination. So the AI is making things up.
You could say that.
But
It reminds us that these models are still under development. They can sometimes produce unexpected or unreliable results.
definitely something to keep in mind, especially if you're relying on AI for important decisions. What other challenges are there?
Another big one is ensuring responsible use. As these models become more powerful, we need guidelines to prevent misuse and ensure they're used ethically.
Sounds like a lot of responsibility comes with this technology.
Absolutely. It's an ongoing conversation involving developers, policymakers, and society as a whole.
So what's being done to make sure generative AI is developed and used responsibly?
Organizations worldwide are working on guidelines and regulations, focusing on principles like transparency, accountability, and fairness.
That's good to hear. Can you give us some specific examples?
The Australian government's Office of the Australian Information Commissioner, they've released guidance on the responsible use of generative AI. They emphasize using high-quality data for training, ensuring accuracy in the models, and being open about how they're used.
Those are important steps toward responsible AI development.
Yeah.
Any other organizations taking action?
The World Economic Forum launched a global initiative to promote responsible AI development. Many tech companies are implementing ethical guidelines and trying to reduce bias in their AI systems.
It's great to see so much effort being put into responsible AI. Seems like there's growing awareness of the potential risks and the importance of ethical considerations.
Definitely. As generative AI gets more powerful and widespread, these frameworks are essential.
I couldn't agree more. It's a powerful technology with the potential to change the world. We need to make sure it's used for good.
Now that we've explored the technical side and the ethical aspects, let's shift focus to the potential impact of generative AI on the future of work.
That's what I've been waiting for. Will robots be taking over our jobs?
Well, the future is never certain, but the impact of AI on work is a hot topic.
Makes sense. It's a technology that can automate tasks, generate content, even make decisions. It's bound to have a big impact on how we work.
Some experts think generative AI will create new jobs in areas like AI development, data science, and AI ethics. Others predict certain jobs, those involving repetitive tasks or data entry, might be automated.
So it's not a simple case of robots replacing humans.
Exactly. It's complex with many potential outcomes. The key is to adapt and learn new skills, the ones in demand in this new age of AI.
Okay, I see that. But what about jobs that can't easily be automated? How will AI affect those roles?
Generative AI can actually help people in lots of professions. It can help doctors diagnose diseases, help lawyers with research, and empower marketers with creative content generation.
So it's more about AI being a tool that enhances our work, not replacing us entirely.
Exactly. The goal is to use AI to boost efficiency, productivity, and innovation in the workplace.
Sounds positive. But what about the skills gap? How can we make sure people are ready for the challenges and opportunities of generative AI?
That's a crucial question. Governments, educational institutions, and businesses all have a role to play.
We're talking about promoting STEM education, providing AI training, and encouraging lifelong learning.
Exactly. It's about equipping people with the skills they need to thrive in an AI-powered world.
This has been incredibly insightful. We've gone from understanding how these AI models work to exploring ethical concerns and the potential impact on jobs.
And there's still more to cover. In the final part, we'll look at real-world examples of generative AI in action across industries. We'll also discuss what the future might hold for this transformative technology.
Can't wait. Stay tuned for part 3, where we wrap up our deep dive into the world of generative AI. Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into generative AI. We've explored the technical side, how these models work, and the potential impact on the future of work. Now let's see generative AI in action, real-world examples, and explore what the future holds.
We've come a long way, from understanding the nuts and bolts to discussing the ethical considerations. Now we'll see how it's actually being used in various industries.
I'm really curious to see how this technology is being applied to solve problems in the real world. Let's start with healthcare. We talked a bit about apps like Skin Vision and Ada, but generative AI in healthcare is much bigger than that.
Imagine AI analyzing tons of medical data, patient records, clinical trials, research papers to help develop new drugs and therapies much faster than we can now.
That would be incredible, especially for diseases that don't have many treatment options right now.
Companies like Petal are leading the way. They're using AI to go through all that data to identify potential drug targets and predict how patients will respond to treatments. It's super accurate.
It's like having a superpowered research assistant working around the clock to speed up medical breakthroughs.
And for patients, Generative AI is personalizing their healthcare experiences. AI chatbots can answer questions, schedule appointments, and even offer basic medical advice.
That could be so helpful for people who feel overwhelmed or have trouble getting access to healthcare.
Absolutely. These AI tools can give support and guidance, which frees up doctors and nurses to focus on the more complex cases.
Okay, let's switch gears to another industry that's being transformed, marketing and advertising.
This is where AI's creativity really shines. Remember those generic ads that followed you online? Well, generative AI is helping create more targeted and engaging ads.
I'm all for that. I'd much rather see ads that actually interest me.
Companies like AdCreator.ai are using AI to make amazing ad campaigns tailored to specific people and platforms.
So instead of the same ad everywhere, we're getting ads that are more personalized,
Yeah.
more likely to connect with us.
Right. And it's not just about static ads. Generative AI is creating interactive, immersive marketing experiences that grab our attention and make an impact.
Now let's go back to data management. We talked about NL2 SQL and vector embeddings earlier. How are they being used in the real world?
Companies are using NL2 SQL to help their employees access and analyze data without writing complicated code, so anyone, no matter their technical skills, can uncover insights from data and use them to make better decisions.
That's amazing. It really makes data accessible to everyone.
And vector embeddings are powering a whole new era of semantic search. This goes beyond just matching keywords. It actually understands the meaning and context behind your searches.
It's like you're having a conversation with your data. You can ask complex questions and get answers that truly understand what you're looking for.
Exactly. This tech is used across industries, from e-commerce to scientific research, to unlock the hidden value in data.
Looking ahead, what are some of the new trends in generative AI that you're most excited about?
One of the most exciting things is the development of multimodal AI. This combines different types of data, text, images, audio, to create even more powerful AI systems.
So we could have AI that not only understands what we say, but also how we say it, and even our facial expressions.
Exactly. Multimodal AI has the potential to completely change how we interact with computers, make it more natural and intuitive.
Another trend we talked about is the focus on responsible AI development. As this technology gets more powerful, it's really important to make sure it's used ethically, for the benefit of everyone.
Researchers and developers are working on ways to reduce bias in AI models, improve data privacy, and make AI systems more transparent and accountable.
Those are all crucial steps in ensuring AI is used for good. It's great to see that ethical considerations are being prioritized as technology advances.
And lastly, we're seeing a move towards more collaborative human-AI interaction. Instead of AI replacing us, it's about how AI can help us do things better.
Finding the right balance between human intelligence and artificial intelligence. Using AI as a tool to boost our creativity, our problem solving, and our decision making.
That's the future we're aiming for. A future where AI helps us reach our full potential and build a better world.
Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive into generative AI. We've gone from the inner workings to the impact on different industries. We've explored how this tech is changing the way we live and work.
It's a field that's constantly evolving, so many possibilities. As we've discussed, it's important to approach AI development responsibly, with ethics and human well-being in mind.
Huge thanks to our expert for guiding us through this complex and exciting world. I hope our listeners feel inspired to learn more about this incredible technology.
And remember, this is just the start. The world of AI is always changing. There's always more to learn. So stay curious, keep exploring, and let's shape the future of AI together.
If you enjoyed this deep dive on generative AI, please subscribe to our channel. We've got more explorations coming up on the technologies that are shaping our world.
And share this episode with your friends, your colleagues, anyone who's interested in the power of AI.
Till next time, keep learning, keep asking questions, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible with technology. Please subscribe to our channel.